Hello, welcome to Z Explains BG. I am Z. We are watching the semifinals of the Wednesday night jackpot. That's my local club runs. I just lost to Brad in round one, and now Brad is on the bottom here playing Steve in a 7-point match. Yeah, I'm kind of kicking myself for how I played against Brad. I made some kind of big cube blunders, but they were like unusual. They were unusual. Well, one of them was an unusual position, anyways. The other two cube blunders, they weren't that unusual. I can actually show you. So we can take a quick look. I just want to self-flagellate a little more in the hopes that I remember. I remember how to play in the future, but it's see. Let me just import the match here where we watch Brad and Steve. Oh, actually, this is pretty interesting. Okay, so Brad does not double this. Okay, yeah, the cube blunders. For me, okay, now let's put me on the bottom. Yeah, this position. I mean, this is some huge money pass, obviously, but I'm up 4-zip and a 7. So I thought because it was such a huge money pass, I could justify cubing here. But maybe that's not. I mean, that's an okay way to think about it sometimes when you're trying to translate between like money and score. But I don't know if it really applies here, since like the reason it's such a big money pass is just like super gammonish. And white wins a lot, right? So if I'd stopped to think, okay, is white's probably winning in the 30s here, above 30%, sort of means it can't be a cube, or it's a little hard for it to be a cube at this score, I would say. This 3-away, 7-away scores. 3-away is very tricky. Like any other, pretty much any less exotic score, this is going to be some huge pass. So this was pretty bad. I always think like if you're up in the match a bunch, maybe it's a good idea to like try to, especially three-way scores. Maybe it's a good idea to try to estimate your opponent's wins. Because like if I thought about it in those terms, I would realize I don't want to double this when he's winning 30 or whatever. And then I took this, which is a marginal take. I took the recube. He hit me, and then I took the recube. He picked up 2 checkers. But it's a marginal take for money. This is marginal take pass decision for money. So big pass at this 0-4 score when it's a recube. So this is the unusual position I was thinking of. And then I just sort of miss a routine cube here, 3-away, 2-away for whatever reason. Anyways, that's enough self-flagellation. So let's go back to hub. And then, it looks like Brad did get a cube in down 0-2. Why didn't he must have had to spend? It looks like the 2 2s. He could have made his 5, but it looked like he had to spend them elsewhere. What was that 2 2? Yeah. Oh, I see. He made his 7 and his 4. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, black up on the roof. Brad bringing the checker around, bearing on the 5 point. He's probably going to be hitting here if he can. He can, yeah. Even though the 6 is so bad, but there's no other game plan. So yeah, there's nothing else. Oh, great shot by Steve, Jesus. Okay, so it's 2-zip. It's 5-away, 7-away. So Brad obviously can take very deeply at this score. Down 0-2. I think the take point, I mean, gammas matter, how lively the recube is matters, but I think the take point tends to be around 19% or so at the score. Like in like a medium length race or something, I think that's what it tends to be, 19-ish. Now, then of course, there's other stuff going on here, like gammons and whatnot, but it's sort of a starting point anyways. Ooh, 5-4, this is terrible. I mean, I guess I do this too, so as not to be batted around, but boy, that is a big compromise in the front position. Brad is still up in the race quite a bit. Oh, now he's going to play the 5-18 to 13. And I think you keep the back checkers connected by playing 13 to 11. So if he hits you, sometimes you get return shots. Like he hits you here. Actually, if he hits with a 1 here, you get lots of return shots. It's just if he hits with a 4, you don't. Yeah, so actually this isn't that clear to me. Maybe this is better when missed, but I'm not. That's not even that. It's not even that clear. Is fewer outfield shots by a little bit, by a 2. I think it's 24 shots if you give him 6s and 1s, and this looks like 22 shots. I probably would not be cubing this if I was Steve, but it's a little unclear. It just seems like a little bit of a weird score to double at, where there's still like a ton of gammons. Although it looks like Steve is going to make this work. Yeah, Grave is like an even match score, like a 0-0 in a long match or something. Double looks pretty strong. This is pretty leery due to the score, but I don't know. I mean, after my cue blunders in my match, I'm feeling a lack of confidence about these uneven match scores. I guess I should have realized I need to be quite conservative in that 04 game with the recube, though. Anyways, yes, looks like Steve is bringing this one home. Now the gammon isn't even the gammon wins him the match, but it's not very important because a single game mostly wins him the match too. So Brad can kind of play this all out for the win. And Steve should be playing like reasonably safely. He shouldn't take too many chances for that to get a gammon here. It might actually be better to clear the 5 here. This looks quite shoddy, although this is a pretty nice number. That one I'd have to think about. I mean, in terms of like blot numbers on the next roll, Steve's is a lot more than clearing the 5 point. Like a lot more. Steve is just, if you clear the 5 point, I think it's just 6655. After Steve played, there's all these 6s that leave shots, Of course, if you survive the next roll, you want Steve's position. All right, so likely it's going to be 6-zip Crawford. Let's see if Brad can mount a comeback. The last ace is a little wrong, but no big deal. You don't want, if you roll a 5 or 6, you don't want to waste that pip. Is it 3-2 here or this? I guess it's this, because if you roll 2 big numbers, you have almost no misses on the next roll. Ooh, oh, Brad can win this. Turn this around. Could it be a cube here? I don't think it's a cube, but he's sort of getting 3-1 odds. He's putting 4 points at stake, 4 extra points at stake. He can use 3 of them, and Steve can only use 1 of them. He's a 5-1 underdog. So that would imply no double, but the thing is, you got to think in terms of match-winning chances and not in terms of raw points. So let's see, if he loses, he goes to, if he doesn't double and he loses, he goes to 9%, I think. So it's only risking 9% here. Now if he just wins a single game, what is that? That's 3 away. If he just wins without doubling, it's 3 away, 5 away, which I think is 65%. So he's getting 35-9 odds. So he's only getting like 4-1. So this is not a cube. He's getting 4-1, I believe, and he's a 5-1 underdog. There's a little less than 4-1. I think I did the math correctly there. But we can ask the all-knowing stupid bot. Okay, yeah, he did not double correctly, I think. Plus, Brad has a little bit of a skill edge, so probably a reason not to cube there. Yeah, 067. Yeah, I think I got the odds about right. Okay, so this is 6-zip Crawford now. So gammas do not help Steve. I'm sorry, gammas do not help Brad very much, and obviously they don't help Steve. So both players should be playing sort of double match pointish. Well, let's see what Brad does with this one. He's gonna hit and get wild and woolly, or just lock up the 3-point. Yeah, I wouldn't know what to do. I mean, they're both sort of somewhat productive. I mean, this does let Black do whatever he wants on the next roll, and the 3-point isn't that great, so that sort of implies you should hit. Although it is kind of a triple shot too. 3s, 1s, and 2s will hit back. 1s are a little duplicated. I would probably end up hitting, and let's play a crazy fun game maybe. But it could be technically wrong. This is a good play by Brad. 4-1 from Steve, which I wouldn't know exactly what to do. I don't think you play 8-3, so 16-11 is okay. This is okay. Kind of want to be split in the backfield rather than make the 23 though. I don't love playing 8-4 is sort of a bad 4. So I think maybe 16-11 was better than this, and then there might be something else. Like you could play 24-20 with the 4, and then say 16-15, which actually kind of duplicates 3s a little bit. So it might have been worth a look. Okay, 3-1. Okay, 6-6 is kind of nice. You can play it completely safely. But playing 7-1, why not do that? You know, it's not like this is like much easier to bring home than the other one when missed. You know. And obviously, Black's pretty happy to hit with any 5. I think maybe that's what Brad's thinking. Maybe the 5s like just aren't that good. All right, this does a lot, though not everything. Not everything. Okay, so then you're either making the 2 and playing 13-10, or making the 5 and playing 13-10. Okay, so he makes the 2, plays all tidy, but gets punished for it. 1-6. See here, like if Gammon's hurt Black, you would play 24-18. But because like Gammons don't hurt Black very much, you could try this and claim you win more because you have more like long-term contact. Honestly, it still might be better to play 24-18, but I'm not sure. The score of this is pretty reasonable. Ooh, what's going on here? Go all the way back. I want to see. Oh yeah, you could make the 4. Yeah, so you should make the 4 and the 1. So that looks pretty good. It's pretty safe, you know. 2-2. Yeah. Oh, 16 squared is kind of a good use of 2 of them because it puts pressure on the blot in the white blot in the outfield. So you go with like 16 squared and then either 8-6 or 7-5. And if you don't play 18-16 with 2 of them, it plays worse on the other side of the board, you know? You're just kind of killing a checker. Yes, this is definitely wrong. But definitely, I mean, it's hard to be 100% sure about anything in this game. Yeah, once again, like it could justify staying back at the score, just clearing the midpoint there. And actually, it doesn't. If he stays back and clears the midpoint, he doesn't have to like kill another checker, like he did. Like he put his checkers below the open 5 points. So that looked a little suspicious to me. All right. Anyway, so Brad gets in safely. And Steve is going to try to make a go of this Ray, so they should play 10-5 with the last one. He can do it here. Fix his error. Good. Okay, 2 crosses is good. Yeah, we just rip a guy here. He could spread things out, but no, this is better. All right, Steve is desperate, so he's like, all right, I'm gonna roll 6-6 now and get back in it. So he stacks on the 6. Okay, 6-1. I play 6-5 here, despite the 6-6 thing. 5-5. Let's take one off. Yeah, I was gonna say guess to an even number checkers, but he does not. Can still win, but not anymore. All right, so 6-1. So Brad should be doubling right away. Steve actually should. I would spend the free drop as Steve here. Should go double pass, I think. Yeah, even away post Crawford. Should generally pass if you're losing. Oh, he's thinking too good. Maybe the computer. I don't think the computer plays on there. Okay, now we should double. And then Steve should be thinking, okay, am I ahead in this game? But actually, the gammon sort of mattered too. Yeah, definitely like the double. Not actually sure about the take passes. He's probably getting hits. Yeah, so the computer doesn't play on there for the gammon, but it's possible. It's possible is right. I think the computer does kind of cache 2 good positions at these, at least a 2 away, 1 away. Post Crawford, I know that it caches stuff. It doubles stuff that's actually too good. So there might be some bias. There might be some bias in the computer there, where stuff it thinks is like double pass is actually too good at these even away Crawford scores. Like if you roll it out, it tends to get closer to too good. But yeah, I'm pretty sure the computer does not play on there. So what did it go? It went 3-1, 6-4, and he ran. Yeah, so just doubles. But I think if you roll it out, it gets more. It gets closer to too good. Oh, what about 2 away, 1 away Crawford? Is it? It might play on here actually. Yes, it plays on here. Yeah, it plays onto the 2 away scores. I know. I think maybe it never plays on at like 4 away. And possibly 6 away. Oh, great shot by Steve. Okay, so yes, not really that clear how to play it. I mean, you could play it completely safely by like stacking the 8 and playing 6-1. But that's like hard to bring home. So I think I would find some pointing number. I think I would probably go 13-3 squared and leave 5-6, 1-6, but have like a much easier ride home. Like this has to lead to. I mean, one, you lose some races, and 2, aren't you gonna like pay more shots than like 4 shots down the line, 4 extra shots down the line if you do this? You know. It looks like Black's just gonna have problems for ages here, and like I said, the race is a little bit of an issue. Now, one thing in favor of Steve's play is maybe it gets gammon less. But still, I would have bit the bullet earlier. But I don't know. Steve's making it work, so what do I know? There's 0 blot numbers here. Surprisingly, I think. Yeah. Ooh, got a blot. Ace. No ace. No ace for Brad. I thought this was going to be Brad's day after he beat me. Alas, it is Steve Day again. Take a look at a few decisions, I guess. Okay, what do we have? We had Brad on the bottom. Yeah, tough match. Yeah, we came in the 0-2 game. So where did the double? Oh yeah, the double's okay. Down 0-2. 6-2. What do you do? So you just play 13-5 here, or 9-3-7-5. I see. Or you make the 3. Yeah, you forgo making the 5. Yeah, this is a tough play. I mean, Brad's play, although apparently it's a blunder, it's okay to me because it's safest. Right play is pretty dangerous. But look at this. This structure's like really nice. It's probably more gammonish. And then what about just 13-5 though? 13-5 is okay. This leaves a few shots out here. Maybe more than a few. No, more than a few shots out here. It's tough. What's he supposed to do with this? I'll make the fight. Might have overlooked it. Yeah, he overlooked it. Okay, going for the gammon. And somehow he loses this? Oh yeah, Steve double. Oh, 5-4. Okay. Yeah, this is brutal. Okay, that's fair. It's fairly close for being such different plays here. I wouldn't have known what to do. I mean, I probably would have ended up playing like Brad. Which obviously is pretty destructive, so the computer doesn't hate this. So no double, just because of the score. At different scores you would double this. It'd probably be a pass in most scores, actually. Just up 2-zip, we win a bunch of gammons. It's a little hard to find. It's a little hard to find a good cue. 2-zip to 7. Like, I mean, I don't know. I might have not doubled this. Apparently his redouble pass are too good. I mean, I wouldn't have been sure about either decision, but I probably just wouldn't have doubled because it seems like a weird score. Seems like a weird score to cue bet when black still wins a bunch and a bunch of my wins are gammons. Because you're doubling to 4 and then you don't get to use your the full value of your gammons, your mini gammons. But apparently it's too sick a position to take. 5-2. And then yeah, just crushes them. Wants to just vacate here, save the gammon. Oh no, I'm sorry. You get to. No, I'm sorry. There's race wins here apparently. Yeah, I'm not sure I saw this. He's up 3 pips after the roll. Actually, I mean, obviously he's a pretty big underdog still if he does this, but I don't know, the fact that you can do this and you're up 3 pips. I mean, that might be some indication that that the race is within reach. And then okay, so what is this? I mean, you get this 1 blot number right away, and you're getting attacked. You're getting pointed on a lot. Yeah, you got to think about that the right way. Apparently, I'm not sure I saw that at the time. Okay, no, Steve makes a good play here, keeping the closed board, leaving a bunch of blot numbers on the next roll. But if you like I said, if you get away with it, you're pretty much home free. Like you're not going to have many blot numbers on the next roll, right? If you do this and you roll something decent. If you do this, you can put it up on the board. I think it's just 6, 6, 6, 5, 5, which are blot numbers. Of course, there are a bunch of there's still a bunch of bad numbers, like 4-1, 3-1. No, actually, no, those are sort of okay. Actually, 4-1, 3-1 are okay. What am I thinking of? Oh yeah, like stuff like 6-4, 6-5 leaves very, very shoddy, leaves a very, very shoddy position next roll. So I bet there's a lot of numbers like that. 4-4. You leave a very shoddy position. So yeah, this is more long-term risk, despite the fact that it's only 2 blot numbers on the next roll. And you got the gap, you know. So even if you roll well, you know, you roll 6-2, gap is still there. You can have a bunch of blot numbers down the line. You due to that gap. So yeah, so Steve kind of bites the bullet, leaves the blot numbers right away, but like now he's sort of home free. All right, so yeah, okay, yeah, good, and the good no double here. It's not crazy to cube because of the lopsided score, but I went over the match a little bit. I went over the math a little bit during the match, so you can mostly calculate this stuff if you know you have your match equity table in your head, or you have some way to approximate it in your head. But yeah, the doubling window. What did I say? I said he's getting he's a 5-1 underdog, but he's getting a little less than 4-1 odds. So it needs to be like between 20 and 25% to double this or something at the score. Yeah, 20, low 20s. 121 it says. And he's only 16%, 17%. So we're going to take a look at the we're going to watch another few matches. I just want to quickly go through this. I was curious about some of these decisions. Oh, like the 5-4 here. So what do you do with the 5-4 here? I mean, I probably would have hit actually. I would have entered with the 5 and hit with the 4 and just said let's play some crazy game with a bunch of men back. Which maybe that complicates and lengthens the game, so it's good for a stronger player. But no, so Brad's play is quite solid, just locking up the point, not leaving any shots in the outfield, keeping things a little spread in the backfield. And sure, White can do stuff, escape build, but none of it's that powerful. Okay, so 4-way. I didn't like this. Yeah, usually, unless you're getting like attacked, it's usually better to be split in your opponent's inner board rather than make the 23 usually. And it doesn't look like Black has that strong an attack here. So I didn't like 24-23, 8-4 because the 4 is a little bad. And the anchor's not that great, as I mentioned. So I probably would have ended up doing this. But yeah, this is a real play too. So the original position is this. So you can play 24-20, 16-15, and there is a little bit of 3 duplication there. So that's not too bad either, right? Because you got 3 stayed here and 3 stayed here, and Black is sort of eager to do both. So it's not a ton of great numbers. Apparently 13-8 might be okay too. Leaving the checker here. A little bit of 4 duplication. Okay, seems okay. 4-3. 16-13, 60. Yes, he's like, oh, race is fairly close, and because he has like this 23-point anchor, he's kind of getting like blocked back there. So then he rolls like this decent number to do something about it. But I think he might have just overlooked this. Yeah, this is sort of bad structure. Oh yeah, I think Brad might have played this too quickly. Yeah, why leave a shot here? I'm gonna play 7-1 with the last one. If you get away with that, Brad's play is better. Because you've stripped the 14 point, maybe you can make the 7 and you haven't put a guy on your ace points. Oh, 13 shots is 13 shots. So like the right play isn't that much harder to bring home. Yeah, 2-2 is good. 2-2. Yeah, this didn't look good. Yes, yeah. Rather than like, rather than do what Steve did, kind of misplacing this checker, because you want these checkers alive for making the 5 point. Rather than playing 8-2, why not play 18-16 squared and then either 7-5 or 8-6, keeping everything alive for making the 5. Now maybe you'd rather have the 18 than the 16, because you want to be able to like safety this guy on the 23 in some variations. But the 16 isn't bad here. It puts pressure on the 10. It puts pressure on this black blot. So that's how I probably would have gotten the right play here. Or, it's possible I would have played 8-6, but probably I would have played 7-5. Probably I would have done this. And I assume black just wins the race. Oh yeah, we discussed this. Yeah, it's Brad's thinking too good, which it might be actually close. I know the computer says it's .02 wrong, but I think they tend to get more too good. So this is even away Crawford, right? Post Crawford. So black needs 6 points to win the match. White needs 1 point to win the match. So obviously black can double right away because he's got nothing to lose. But white should be passing. This is an oversimplification, but generally white should be passing if he's losing the game, if he's less than 50% of the game, and take if he's winning. If he wins over 50% in the game. So the take point's like 50%, which means it's kind of okay to play on for the gammon here, because like if things start going bad, you can just offer like a decent double near the other guy's take pass line. Like you get a reasonably efficient double down the line if things start going bad. But yeah, I think I've noticed, at least like in the plus eval or the plus eval, I noticed the computer, I think it only plays on, after the initial rolls, if it's two away, 1 away Crawford. I think the computer thinks it's not too good if it's like 4 away, 1 away Crawford, even if you get your perfect start, or 6 away, 1 away Crawford. But see, like, it comes up. When you roll it out, it becomes closer to too good. And this means it's making mistakes during the rollout too. Like it's caching too much during the rollouts. So it might be wrong here. The rollout's a little suspect. Even if you roll it out do a long rollout and it says it's not too good. It actually might be too good in theory. That said, if you're playing someone and they might not know this score. Like sometimes people know like 2 away, 1 away, you should pass if you're losing. Sometimes people will take this, even if they know how to play it 2 away, 1 away. So even if you think it's a little too good, you should probably double and hope for a take. Yeah, I would have just gone for it here. It's too hard to bring it home after what Steve did. Like he did leave a shot or two. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, let's take a look. Let's take a look at what's going on in the tournament. Okay, so Steve's waiting in the finals. We got David and John in the semis. Okay, we have John on the bottom, David on the top. It is okay. So John is kind of kicking butt here. 2 away, 5 away. Although David gets the 6-6, and then can he? No. I was wondering if we could cube that, but no, I guess it's not a cube because it's not particularly gammonish after after John's play. Okay, 3-1. Okay, looks reasonable. You could make your 5 here because the hitting 3s are duplicated with the covering 3s. So making the 5 wouldn't be too bad there. But you could argue the 10 point is actually a better point because black is anchored on the 18. Black on roll, yeah. Actually, the take point, the take point here is funny. Ignoring gammons, when the 5-away player doubles, the take point is something like 17%. It's something crazy low like that, even though the trailer is doubling. Now again, this ignores gammons, which are kind of a big deal at the score. But yeah, you gotta in like a non-gammonish position, you actually have to be conservative about doubling, even though you're down 5 away, 2 away. So yeah, so David is correct in this pretty non-gammonish position. David is correct to hold off. There are a few percent gammons here, I would say. It could get awkward. In fact, this is a little awkward right away, although black can give up a 7 point pretty reasonably. Ooh, good shot by John. Yeah, I guess I would do this. Really try to block that anchor. I mean, there's other ideas on how it works. It worked perfectly, Jesus. Yeah, there's other ideas, obviously, like you could build a board. Might have been worth a look. Build both the 3 and the 4 points there. I think I would have ended up playing it like John did though. But I would have, I don't know, it wouldn't have been that clear to me. Now David's take point is like 23%, I think, even though he gets to redouble to 4. It's kind of backwards with the and ignoring gammas, the take point's a lot lower for the leader than the trailer. Backgammon's weird. If you trust the XG match equity table. All right, so white is still down a bunch in the race. So yeah, this looks like the right idea. Keeping maximal pressure on. It doesn't look like you can cube this yet. Because the board isn't together. I wonder what's going on here. So like I said, the take point is 23%, but that assumes, that's interesting, that assumes white has to take the recube. So if white gets to pass a miss there, a black's take point is actually quite a bit higher. Huh, yeah, I'd have to think of, maybe you can double with the double shot there actually. The doubling window opens up really low if he doesn't have to take the recube. Okay. Looks like there was some fireworks here. I was still thinking about the math on the recube. Okay, this should go double pass, I assume. Yeah, okay. Three, 6, I would do that also. I would hit twice, I think. Seems to do a lot. I mean, obviously you can build an outfield point, but yeah, I'd like hitting twice there, especially with the white blot in the infield there and white's inner board. Yeah, I don't know about the 2. Okay, I would hit now. Wonder if he saw it and dismissed it, or just didn't see the hits. It is a little shoddy to hit, but okay. So this is the auto. It's a Crawford game, and David needs an odd number of points. So John doesn't really pay to be gammoned here. So when David needs an even number of points, that's when John pays pretty big to being gammoned. 5-2. Okay, nothing better than hitting, I would assume. 6-4. If you hit, it's kind of bloody everywhere, so he quite reasonably slots the 5 instead. He's looking for a 2026 again. I don't know if he can hit with this either. Jesus. Okay, just play sort of solidly. Boy, David can't cover this. Can't even safety it. Not that he necessarily want to. 2-6. Is he gonna hit here? No, he's gonna just lock up a point. This is funny. Okay, finally David gets to cover that. This is funny. That was a funny sequence. Kept rolling hit numbers and then kept deciding not to hit because it would have left blots like everywhere, blots and shots everywhere. Alrighty, nice roll by David, making a little bit of progress there. Okay, seems pretty decent. Could be hitting next turn. Yeah. Okay, so 13-5. 13-5 with two of them would be a play also. So you're leaving like 4 shots, 6-2, 5-3. But it is easier to bring home when missed, I would say. Like here, you still have the 9 point to clear, which is going to be a problem, you know? And you're forced to play 6-2 with one of them, which you don't want to do. So probably I would have gone the other way there, actually. And then I would slot the 4 here, even though I might be hitting next turn. Sometimes you hit and you get to cover anyways. Okay, but he gets to make the 4 point regardless. Stays back for the extra contacts. Very nice. Okay, gets to fill in his board and then maybe get a double shot. 6-5. Nope, just a single. Single plus combo shots though. It's actually 16 shots. 2-2. I know it's 14 shots because 2-2 and 3-3 are blocked. This isn't as good because he gets missed and then he's got to so it's like really hard to bring it home after being missed. You do the other one and get missed. It's still a little tough to bring it home, but it's quite a bit easier, I think. Right? 5-2 here. Yeah, I mean you clear the 9 point, which is a hard point to clear if you play a 9-2. So usually that's what you want to do. Pay a few extra shots for a much easier ride home. I kind of see what David was thinking though. Like you play 9-2 and get away with it, and you're still left with like kind of a shoddy position. But even so, I think it's better to pay the extra shots now for the easier ride home. John is taking this one. Yeah, John's been doing so good lately. He came in second in the Boston Open. He did well in like a big local New England backgammon club tournaments. Been doing well in the weeklies, I think. Yeah, I think he beat me a week or two ago. John is just winning everything. So it's going to be John and Steve in the finals. I do want to take a quick look at some of these decisions, maybe just in the last game. Let's go to XG mode. And then we can take a look at the finals. Oh, actually, there's one. Oh, the 5-2 game. Yeah, what was going on here? Oh, first of all, the 5-5. I mean, Black is still down in the race after the 5-5 by a lot, by 18 pips, right? So there's two plans that sort of make sense, right? You can play 22 to 11 and block white, but you don't have your board together quite yet. I guess you will be able to like break some outfield points and build your points slowly. So that's what John ended up doing. Or you can like build your board in some fashion, like maybe even make the 9, both the 4 and the 3 points, and maybe you get to hit later with the awesome board. And okay, you're not blocking, but you're keeping the furthest back point for like the long-term contact. I don't know. So both plans seem sort of viable to me, and there's sort of a hybrid plan where you play 13 to 3, 9 to 4 squared. I guess that's not really a high. It's a little bit of a hybrid, but you keep your 8 points, or 21 to 16 squared, 9 to 4 squared. That doesn't seem to make much sense to me. Leaving the 16 point. I'm trying to decide what I would do. I'm actually not clear on it. You run out of time pretty soon if you make the 4 and the 3 points. So it's a little hard to play productively in the next couple rolls at a time when white might have a decent position. I don't know, so maybe John had the right idea, but let's see what the computer says. Yeah, that's the right idea apparently. Just go with the block plan as opposed to like this plan. Actually, close on the wins. This wins more gammons and loses more gammons. So it's close. It's quite a bit closer cubeless. Yeah. So John is 2 away. So if he plays sort of non-gammonish, he might be able to get in a decent cube at some point. And then it got kind of wild, didn't it? Can you double this? Doesn't look like anything. It just doesn't look like anything to me. Down 28 in the race. Your board isn't together yet. A huge no double. I was thinking actually this might be a cube. Because he gets to, I guess he gets to pass the misses. So I think his doubling, if he gets to pass the misses, his doubling window opens up at a very, very low percentage. Like I think, let me show you a position. Let me show you what I mean. And this stuff kind of comes up occasionally. Okay, let me just save this. 2 away, 5 away. Black, it's a last roll position. Black is an underdog. Black is a 19 to 17 underdog. Black wins this like 47% or something. But he should double, and it's like a huge double. because that extra point Black is putting at stake by doubling is worth a lot more to Black than it is to white, because it puts him like right at the score. It puts him right at the score he needs to win the match. Now normally you wouldn't double that aggressively because white gets to redouble to 4, but here that doesn't matter really, because the cube is the cube is like kind of dead after he doubles. Like it's just going to go double pass if Black misses, and it's like white's 100%. I should say like white's 100% after Black misses. So white doesn't get any value from the recube. So that's why like you can double this as an underdog, and it's like hugely right to double this as an underdog, even if you're like. I think even if you only have like 11 rolls to bear off or something like this, I think it's still like a marginal cube. This is probably 12 rolls to pair off, actually. What is this? This is, there's any 6 except for 6-1. There's 9 rolls. 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5. No, this is 13 rolls that bear off. So he's a 23 to 13 underdog, and because that point is worth so much more for black than it is for white, black should double this. Now you have to be careful because you don't want to give white you don't want to give white a lot of value on the recube. So I think you don't double this, even though it's better for black. It's a little paradoxical, but you see the logic, right? You don't want to give the other guy good value from the recube, which he has here, and he doesn't have here. So it's just a little surprising. But if you think about it just the right way, you can get it. And this is I think this is the most extreme score where this occurs. 2 away, 5 away. That's where in other words, that's where the doubling window opens up at the lowest percentage. 2 away, 4 away. Maybe you still have a cube here, but it's closer. And obviously you're still doubling this as a slight underdog. 2 away, 4 away. So anyways, that's why I thought there's a sort of a similar argument. This is much murkier, don't get me wrong. This is much murkier. But I thought it has some characteristics of the position, of the bear-off position we just looked at. In that, like black misses, white's just sort of cashing the game in. No, I guess that doesn't, white's not 100% there though. White's still getting good value from the cube though. So I guess this doesn't apply. This is different. Oh no, it's still a double. Okay. I guess there is some stuff. Black's a favorite here. So I guess that matters. I guess that matters. But yeah, there's still like, okay, so black rolls 6-1 or whatever. And then white can it just goes double pass. So there's some similarities in the position. But yeah, I guess it's pretty different. Anyways. But it is true that because black is going to be passing the misses, he can double more aggressively than if he had to take the misses. Okay, anyways, the last game, yeah, I just want to look at stuff like it does hit, but it's like, I don't know, it's close. Like John's plays are like okay, not hitting here. Yeah, they're like okay, but the computer wants to hit because gammons don't hurt John very much. Let's get backgammon a little bit, which really hurts. But anyways, okay, so let us take a look at the finals against Steve Douglas and John Leonard. We'll keep John on the bottom here. So this is a 9-point match. This is game 1. 5-4. Well, there's a completely safe play where you break the 9-point, which I think should be better. I'm probably break the 8-point, yeah, which should be better than breaking the 6, I think. Even though this does give up some outfield structure. This looks funny to give up the 6-point. He should be able to put together a 4-point board here pretty easily. Like so. I do agree with the play. I don't think you should break your board anymore here. Seems less destructive to leave a shot. Yeah, this is possible, but I think it gives black too much attack stuff. I'd rather just give him a shot here and then get hit, you enter, and you can still take, you know. Whereas the other way, you're kind of getting blown away too much. Like black, if you do the other play, black might actually even double right away. Here, I see. So white already owns the 2 cube. But still, I think it's still valid to think that way. Like, what play would you be happiest to take after? I think it was John's play. Okay, so 4-2. So Steve's trying to bring this one home without leaving too much. He can leave nothing 11-5, but this looks like the better plan. So I think it's maybe just 3 shots, 6-4 and 4-4. If you play 14-10, 14-12, a much easier ride home when missed. So, and good builders for the 7, good builders for the 4, which will make here. So it seemed like clearly worth the risk to do what Steve did there. You maybe don't make the 7 here though. You maybe just play 11-6. One less point to clear. I don't know. The 7 has some value as a landing spot. But this is maybe what I would do. Okay, you get that crossover. Okay, a little bit awkward, but not too bad. I assume he's leaving nothing by doing this. There is another play, I think, but it doesn't look good. Like you could clear the 8 point by putting 3 of them on the 4 and then play 6-2, leaving the checker in the outfield, leaving a few shots right away. But that doesn't look that easy to bring home when missed. Like that checker still has to get home. So I do agree with how Steve played that one. Okay, so John, yeah, maybe. I mean, a lot of Black's 1s are bad, so this kind of gives them it kind of turns them into good numbers. So I think that means that White is supposed to run all the way here. There is kind of a big swing on 6-5 if he stops here. He gets a double shot. I think that might be the only number that's a big swing in White's favor by stopping there, though. And pretty much all the 1s. You're better off with John's play, including 6-1. Oh, great shot by John. You might want to play actually 7-6 here because you're kind of cashing the dances either way, which means you sort of want to maximize on Black's entry numbers, which I think means not getting hit on 6-6 for the most part. In fact, even if he rolls like a 1-5, you're probably still cashing either way. He's probably just going to go double pass either way. Probably, although maybe you could justify a take there, but I don't think so. Alrighty, 6-5 for John, very nice. Steve is probably just going to throw some checkers behind the anchor here. Keep the backman out of harm's way. The backman's a little bit in harm's way here. He is up in the race though, so he's trying to escape. All right, now he's very much in harm's way here, but I do like this play because it makes the great 4 points. And then John, yeah, this is okay. You can also make the 5 point here for a better position when missed. It might have actually been better, but I don't know. 2-1. I don't know. 10-9, 6-4 maybe. This is maybe an extra shot. Yeah, it's an extra shot. Yeah, he gets punished for the extra shot. Yeah, so if you leave him 8s, 2-2 and 5-3 are blocks. It was only 3 shots. Normally there are 6-8s. 6-8s in backgammon. It's 6. In other words, 6 out of 36. But 3 of them were blocked, so it's 3 shots. I think John's play left 4 shots, 6-3 and 5-4. And the spare is a little worse. When you play 4-3, you want the checker on the 4 and not the 3. So that was a bit of an error probably, unless I'm missing something, which is always possible. I don't actually like that 5. I would have played 23-18. Okay, this looks pretty clean. 6-4. I assume we're just clearing the midpoint here. Good. Steve would not be crazy to double this with the 3rd checker back and the messed up White front position, and the fact that Steve is 0-2. Steve is down 0-2. Yeah, that might have been an okay opportunity to cube actually. I see what he's looking at though. He's looking at the pip count and he's saying, "Oh, it must be a very easy take because because the race is so close. But the three checker's back, that third checker back, and the match score the way it is, and white's board the way it is. Those are all relevant factors. A 2-1 from Steve. I think you probably minimize by playing 11 to 10, but I'm not totally sure about it. If you're leaving a 5-5 instead of a 5-6, although actually you get hit on 2-2. Okay, so this is 5s, 2s, and 1s to enter, 2s and 3s. Yeah, it would take me maybe 40 seconds, but I would probably count up the shots there and likely go with the least number of shots, because it doesn't seem like there's a big difference in the position of the outfield checkers. It's possible it was the same number of shots though. 6-1. Okay, so this is a shot. So you make the 5 here, right? Because you want your 5, regardless of whether you get hit or not. You want your 5. It's not close. Oh, great shots. Okay, this walks into 5-5, so there's probably a reason enough not to do that. Probably wouldn't play 24 to 23 because it gives you slightly less numbers to jump out. Because 5-1 works here. Alrighty. Again, you can leave 0 shots in the outfield if you want. Some argument for leaving 1 shot though to get the builder bearing on the 5 point. He's leaving 4 shots here for decent flexibility and decent builders for the 5. 4-1. Okay, so he's going to stack here. Okay, leaves 1 shot for some outfield coverage. Reasonable. Assume he's just stacking the 6 here. I mean, I assume he never had a cube this game, but I'm not totally sure about that. Black, yeah, Black could reasonably cube that, maybe down 0-2. He's glad he didn't. Woof. It's probably not a cube though. It's probably a little optimistic. If you hit, you lose your market huge. And if you miss, are you still a favorite on average? I don't know. This is looking a little passish. Okay. All right. Yeah, I probably would make the 11 and play 24 to 18 there, but 24 to 18 isn't a great 6, so Steve finds something different. 6-3. How about run all the way from the back here? Hope to escape 1 guy. Some 3 duplication, a little bit. Okay, big miss from John. Let's see how he wants to play it. Okay, he provokes some contact with a stronger board. And after Black is threatening to escape guys. That seems reasonable. Okay, he's got a hit here. Oh, he can hit twice, actually. No, I think I would do that. Safest. Well, this makes a nice structure, but it looks like a lot of shots in the outfield. Yeah, I'd have to think about that one. This is a nice black structure that Steve made. So I don't know how it compares to like hitting twice. Steve want to cube this. He's got those 2 guys stuck, but he has this awesome front position. I guess he's worried about the 2 guys being stuck. Oh, dance here, then you cube, right? He was glad he didn't cube. Ooh, maybe not. Oh yeah, not clear how to play it though. Let's see. If he just goes 18 to 13 squared, he kind of wins the He gets a good cube in a lot of the misses. Here he's not really getting a cube in anytime soon. I would have gotten smacked. Yeah, like how does he get off that 18 point now, you know? Oh, unless oh, it's terrible. This is very bad. This is correct, or 6-2 maybe, but I would do this. It's like it's not kind of. I mean, he's still winning, but it's kind of like the game's like quite close. Seems like if he runs all the way with the 5-5. Oh, I wouldn't do this. Like I would cube this as black now. But yeah, it seems like if he runs all the way with the 5-5, seems like because he gets to double a lot of the misses, seems like he's a pretty, and he wins some of the hits. You know, seems like he's a pretty solid. Seems like he's more of a favorite if he runs all the way there. Okay, now he's like, oh, I don't have any other plays on the home front, so I'm going to go down 0-3. I would have cubed that as Steve, I think. You know, he's too good, obviously. It'd be weird to cash this in. Oh, did I just make the ace here? This is not right. It's only 3-3 that cracks. Like 4, you know, everything else plays fine. We got him. All right, let's see Steve's technique here. Okay, the checkers go to really good spots, it looks like. Yeah, even though it's only 2 blot numbers, I think you don't rip twice here. Yeah, I think you do this because it's like it's much more dangerous down the line if you leave if you rip 2 there. Like you just roll a 6-4 or something, and you have like tons of blot numbers. Even 5-3, there's going to be a bunch of blot numbers. So when you have that like 1 spare on the 5 and you have a closed board, it's only 2 blot numbers, but it's like a lot more dangerous than it looks. So I absolutely agree with Steve did. You could argue ribbing 2 wins slightly more gammons, but the gammon's looking pretty good anyways. It's probably 75% or more. Okay, well, 13-11 is a little more accurate because you get more numbers that put a checker directly on the 6. So here you should play 17-12, 13-9, so you get 2 numbers that put guys directly on the 6 points. But these are very small. These are very small errors. This does not get 5-5, although maybe you can't. Seems like maybe there was a way to get 5-5 there. Yeah, it seems like there should have been a way to get 5-5 there. Seems like he didn't have that. It seems like White didn't have that many pips in the outfield. And you feel like he had enough flexibility to like figure it out. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that though. But that is what my backgammon gut said. Okay, so he's got 3 more, which do not play that well. Okay, he hits twice. That's a plan. 3-1. I assume he's making the 5 here. But 1-4, he gets to hit twice if he wants, which I think he does. Okay, I assume he gets to make. He has 2 good points, or 2 points slotted, and he gets to make both of them, I guess. Go 24-18, 5-1. This is the only play, I think. Yeah, this is a mess, you know. He's got blots everywhere. He's putting them up on the roof, but it doesn't seem like it's worth that much. that was probably a blunder by Steve. Rather than just like make this nice, solid, safe position, fix the problem of the blood on the ace point by like making the ace point, you know. So unless I was missing something, I think that was a big error. Okay, good shots. Ooh, okay, now this plays good. 24 to 13. Nothing wrong with that. It's up in the race, 2-1. Okay, given black's board, you could consider other stuff there, but nothing wrong with 6 to 3. Okay, up in the race, I guess I'd be a little inclined to play 18 to 15 squared, 13 to 10 squared, disengaging from the back. This play, I mean, it puts more pressure on white, but black seems like he's under more pressure too. And because of the race situation, it seems like the pressure is the pressure hurts black more. Yeah, I don't know, because 18 to 15, 13 to 10 squared, that's not that particularly easy to play either. Oh, okay, 6-6 by John. Yeah, there's a bunch of plays here, including making the 3. Okay, but it just goes with a solid play in the outfield. Still putting a bunch of pressure on black. Yeah, we'll do this too. Although if black rolls a 6 next turn, he has to break something in the outfield. That's why Steve was except if he rolls 6-6. That's why Steve was pausing there. He was thinking about saving a 6, but it would look like it was too destructive on the home front to me. Ooh, 4-4, very nice, very nice, very nice. Everything's double pass probably. Okay, let's see how John likes to play his 6-4 dynamically. Steve, let's see if Steve knows the book play here. He does. Yeah, you do not hit twice with a 5-1. You do with a 6-5, generally. Well, actually, with the builder on the 9, hitting twice with the 5-1, I think is not too bad. It's not right, I think. Yeah, it's just wrong by 0.03 to hit twice there, for money anyways. Three. Okay, puts all the structure together. Black gets a great 4-4, and then hits and makes the 9, I think, or hits and makes the 17 is also a play. It's safer. Yeah, white is a decent board. Yeah, it could be right to make the 17. I think. Because you make the 9, you're kind of leaving a triple shot there. 1s, 2s, and 5s. Not that it's that bad to be hit, and the 9 points. 9 points is a pretty good point. So, yeah, maybe Steve had a point there. Yeah, it's not too bad to get hit here. Yeah, I actually like Steve's play. And then here I would hit with the 1 and play 23 to 21. Good, nice fluid position. They can make the 22 and 8 points pretty reasonably. Some good 1 duplication there, it looks like. Yeah, this might be good too, actually. I mean, you're making the better anchor, you're making the worse midpoint in your outfield. Huh. Yeah, actually, I'm actually not sure. Sixes and ones in the outfield, but the other way is kind of a double shot in the outfield too. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's just close. All right, so 4-1. Yeah, I wouldn't make the 5 here because it's the 5. And you get to keep your midpoint, which is nice. This is a bit safer. Oh, keeps the 9 point, which is quite a valuable point. Yeah, yeah. No, this play has its merits. I probably still would have gone the other way though. I'm not totally sure about it though. Midpoint seems like it has a lot of value. 9 point obviously has a ton of value too because White's anchored on the 3 point. So I think that's what Steve was thinking. He really wanted to keep his 9 point for that reason. But I think with 4 men back, he wants your midpoint too. To act as sort of a bridge for all those checkers and good outfield control. Okay, so John, well, it's an okay 3-3. Yeah, the last one's going to be bad no matter. Oh, no, the last one's good here. Okay, so he builds the board. He keeps the 18 points. Black on roll obviously has nothing, I think. But well, yeah, his board's bad. White's board is good. Positionally, Black can sort of claim he's a favorite because of all the white checkers back. But it's not super clear to me because of the board strength disparity. So I would not. In other words, I would not definitely not cube this. Yeah. I don't know if he's stuck or he's just thinking hard about the cube. 6 away, I think is probably a little bit of a reason to be aggressive. Because if it goes double take and you win, you get to a nice 4-away score. It's kind of nice to be 4 away. So stuff that's like marginal, no double for money is gonna, especially in, it's gonna be a cube at the score. I was gonna say especially in gammonish positions, but I'm not sure that's true. So like, yeah, still, I guess he's stuck or something. Let's see if he comes back. So I don't know, something like 4-3, 3-3, 4-1 or something. So we played a little bad. Actually, I'm not sure that's bad, but like this is not a cube for money, but it's like, it's not crazy wrong, I think. 6 away, 6 away. Think you can cube this maybe? It's barely a cube. Okay, looks like they're back playing though. Okay, Steve did not double. I think he was just having internet issues. So 3-2. He's got the whole roll from here. Yeah, you make the 9 and then play 22 to 20. That looks like a nice play. Leaves Black a little diverse, but not too bad. Not too bad. Okay, it's a good play here where you play 12 to 10, 21 to 15. It's a little shoddy, but it hits and gets great outfield control. So this is a good play by Steve. Yeah, White doesn't have anything either. Yeah, it seems like a strange cube to me. Like say it goes hit enter or something. It's a pretty good sequence for White, but Black is still pretty happy to take that. Even hit dance, maybe it's still a take. Though probably not with the blast in the outfield. Yeah, it's not with the blots in the outfield. But hit end, so you need like a hit dance sequence to like really lose your market. This is kind of a lot to ask. Assuming I was looking at that right. Yeah, anything other than hit dance, black is doing just fine. Okay, 3-1 for John. This looks correct. He's up in the race, so he's getting disengaging from the back. Steve can actively contain this checker by pointing on him. And then, okay, dance gets to make his 5-point finally. Okay, I guess no, it does not get to run from the back. Yeah, this is a pretty poor number, although 12-3 plays reasonably conveniently. Reasonable. Oh, he has to hit if he wants. Maybe better just to pop out to the 18 though. He's got this blot on his ace, but okay, he hit and it worked. Could have been right. Yeah, I guess your best plan is to come in and hit. Yeah. Okay, now he's 3-2, 3-1 maybe, or no, this is probably better. Yeah, this is better. It really locks these 4 checkers in. Steve's trying something back there. It's not going to work. Might have been better to pop out with a 6. Might be better to pop out with a 6. I don't know. Now he's just like crunching horribly, or he's gonna be forced to leave the anchor at a time when white can attack better. Yeah, I don't know. Nah, I wouldn't do this. You know, you want the checker above the 4-point anchor for when black runs with a 6. So even though like the checker in the outfield is arguably better placed, the you definitely want the builder for the 4-point, and you want to be more flexible with that checker too. So on the 3, it doesn't really have anywhere to go. All right, so what's Steve's best plan here? Boy, he has to really crunch down to a 4-point board that might even crunch later if he does this. Yeah, possibly there was something that involves 23-21 that's better, but I don't know. That's a toughie because both plans sort of suck. There's a safe play here, which John is availing himself of. Yeah, if you want, you could play 2-1 with the last one, get slightly more coverage. Oh, great roll by John, which I think is to make the 4. It's only 6-6, 6-2 that hits, I think. It's pretty cheap. It looks like it buys a lot. So that was a good play by John. Instinctually, I would just stay back. Probably play 10-9 though, because I'm a little worried about being gammoned here. So that 1 pip in the outfield closer to home, that I can see how that might make a difference. Ooh, I would hit there for the gammon. I guess this is better for the win. Maybe. Yeah, that seemed like a weird play by John, not playing for the gammon there. Yeah, so I would run. I would run with the 6 and cover with the 3 there. Not waste any unnecessary pips. So it looks like he's going to save it anyways. Maybe. Okay, good. Good. Okay, so it's going to be 4 away, 6 away. So John gets his 4 away score. Okay, he likes to split. That's fine. Okay, Steve should hit twice, I believe, is the book play. This is second best. 6-6. Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, it plays pretty good. Okay, I like it. Maybe you make the 5 here, maybe. With the blot in black's inner board, hitting was sort of a candidate there also. I don't know about this. I'd be a little inclined to make the 5 point with a couple of them. Seems like maybe a little bit of an upgrade to go from the 7 to the 5 there. A little bit. Maybe you could play it. Maybe you can avoid playing 3 to 1 if you do that. You know, which you don't really want to do. Yeah, there's better stuff there, I'm sure. 6-5. Okay, keeps all the structure. Maybe actually give up the midpoint there. Okay, so this looks a little early offhand. Yeah, it's only 8 pips, so it's a take on the race. Yeah, that strikes me as odd cube handling. Because it's a take, just considering the pip count, just considering the race, it wasn't even good enough to double, I think. And contact favors white. And the score is maybe no big deal. So I think that wasn't good enough to double if I was looking at that correctly. Okay, 5-2 here. Yeah, 2 looks a little odd to me. If I entered with the 5, I would have played 13 to 11 there. Because okay, so you're leaving just a 6-4 in the outfield, but white has a blot anyways in his inner board, so you're not even paying big to the 6-4. And the builders are quite a bit better, rather than play 8 to 6. But there's other ideas, like you could enter with the 2. You could even enter like on the 18 points. All right, decent shot by John, making an okay anchor. Yeah, black doesn't have anything. Yeah, this looks like. Yeah, to me this looks like a very easy take due to the fact that black is still stuck, and even after black escapes, white have a viable 3-point holding game. I agree that black has a decent edge because he's about to build like a bunch of nice structure, but I just don't think it was enough. Ooh, 4-1. Maybe you hit here because the 4 doesn't play good, and black is all poised to like build points. Okay, I'm not sure between this and making the 5. John, so Steve played it pretty quick, so maybe he had a decent handle on it. Oh, 1-1, Jesus. What a shot that is. All right, I guess I wouldn't hit here, even though I do kind of want to deny white the second anchor. Maybe it costs too much. Cost that nice prime. And the timing does not rate to be very good for this 2-3 game. Oh, I don't know about the 3 here. One benefit of this structure, though, is if you clear the 7 here, say, you don't have to play your 6s. Most of your 6s, anyways. I'm not saying it's right to clear the 7, but it sometimes comes up where like your opponent's playing a 2-3 game, and you own your 9 and 8 points, and everything else is in the inner board or on the 9 and 8 points. Your 6s are killed. So for 6-1, 6-2, say. So that can help slow down. That can help slow down your Baron. So I think sometimes it's right to like clear the 7 point first, in order to kill most of your 6s. That said, maybe it was unnecessary there, and Steve played it just normally by clearing from the back, because white's timing is so bad anyways. All right, so the 5 is forced, right? 6 to 1, and then you can think about the 1, which I guess I wouldn't leave a shot yet. 2-1. Maybe he keeps the deeper anchor, he's going to hit more. Maybe he gets gammon more, though. So I don't know. Okay, I would do this too rather than leave a double shot at a time when if white hits, he could get in, he could turn it into a close raise. This looks right to me offhand. Oh, great shot by Steve. Still a little shoddy, but less shoddy than before the 2-2. Okay, 4-1. That's the 4. Okay, bore off a checker. He's got some bad threes here. 6-3, 5-3. 3-2 is okay, I guess. Yeah, I guess you could do this and hope that white rolls a 6. Get out of your hair. 6, that's not a 6-2. Seemed like a plan. It did work. Ugh, no, don't put 3 checkers on the same point like this. Very little flexibility. I mean, he's saving it anyways, I guess, so it's not a big error, but technically you don't want to do that. You want your checkers spread out so you have more options for the next roll. I remember making a blunder once where I was trying to save the gammon, and somehow I ended up with like 3 checkers on my 8 point, and those were the only 3 checkers in the outfield. And it was like some horrible error to put 3 checkers on the 8 point rather than like spread things out and bear a guy in and waste some pips or something. Because you have 3 checkers on your 8 point, you roll an ace next turn, and you still have 2 checkers in the outfield, and you can't bear off without doubles. And it's like that was like relevant in the position. Somehow I still put 3 checkers on the 8 point. So I always remember that. All right, black on roll. Okay, so it's 3 away, 4 away. So the 4-way player should be extremely aggressive if it turns into a gammonish position, which this isn't quite yet. Okay, yes, not going to be. If Steve makes the 20-point anchor, which he does. 6-1. That's definitely the 1. I think I would do that 6 also. Jump that decent 4 prime. I would not double this 3. Score reverse, you can cube this. I think this is not good enough 3 away, 4 away, where you should be like, and at least when there's gammas floating around, you're going to be less aggressive than money when you're deciding whether to cube and you're 3 away. Ugh, terrible. So I think you just play 6-2 here. Okay, so now actually John should be thinking about cubing this actually, because black's take point is 40% here. And sometimes the 4-way player can double as an underdog here actually. Not that I would double this, but it might not even be a big error to cube this. Yeah, wouldn't be crazy to cube this, because it's like 50-50 or something. White, you can even argue white's a favorite, and the cube's going to be dead after it goes double take. Huh. Okay, he picked up a bunch in the race. Let's see if he pulls the trigger here. No, still no. I might have actually cubed that actually. I don't know though. I mean, you gotta claim that white's. You may have to claim that white's like a favorite or close there, and has some market losers. But with 40% take point though, maybe it's not that hard to lose the market. Like a big jump number followed by a dud by black. Maybe that's good enough. So there might have been an opportunity or two, a score-based opportunity or two in there to redouble it. Okay, Steve is just trying to get the guys around safely. Yeah, it's not going to work. Black's board is so screwed up now. Yeah, I would cube this again. Dare black to take. actually, this plays pretty conveniently. Okay, keeps the block on. Let's see if black wants to go here. Again, either way, I'm cubing. Like, no, I mean, I don't know. Does black have 40% here? I mean, maybe not. I mean, because white can. I mean, white's a lot of white's bad rolls that don't make the 5 point. They hit loose, and then black kind of has to hit back to have a decent to have a chance in the game. So this is a pretty strong cube in any case. I don't know if John knows the I don't know if John knows the take point at the score. If you don't know the take point at the score, it's a lot harder to find this cube. Yeah, he's going to overshoot his market pretty big. Okay, so now I assume it's just going to go double pass. I think Steve might be stuck again. Oh no, there he goes. Yeah, I don't think there's anything to think about here really. Unless white thinks it might be too good. I don't know, it's pretty hard to win a gammon here. Oh, 1-6, Jesus is back. He's back in it. A little unclear how to play it though. All right, I mean, this tries to win. Yeah, that's probably what I would do also. Oh no, Steve, Jesus. Yeah, that was weird not to cube that. Anyway, Steve gets to hit the other guy and try for a gammon. Yeah, so this is the position that I thought, I don't think white wins 40 here. So I think this is maybe double pass. At this very specific match, yes, a huge pass. Yeah, he only wins 30. So probably there was some opportunities earlier to cube. And then I don't understand what was happening after 2-2 enter. Arguably too good. Because it's such a massive pass. No, it's just double pass. Yeah, that strikes me as odd. That John wouldn't double that. Then what happened? Something like a 1-6 here. I don't remember exactly what the sequence was. Anyways, it looks like Backgammon is going to come through for the match. This feels like there's something better than this because this only gets 6-6. Yeah, so if you play 17 to 11, yeah, if you do this, actually you get, no, you don't get 4-4, but you get 5-5. All right, yeah, congrats to Steve. Nice job. Take a look at some of these decisions, maybe. Yeah, I'm still kicking myself for how I played in round 1. Oh yeah, the 4-4. The 4-4 here was interesting. Okay, so you hit. Oh, I see. Making the 17 is quite bad. I thought there was a chance this was right just because it's like safer in the outfield, you know. But once I looked at it, I did kind of like Steve's play because getting hit back's not that bad, and the 9 point is an excellent point, especially if black ends up anchoring on the 3 points. Okay, oh, bar 23.65. No, I saw this. I would have played it like Steve did though. Hit on the 24 and just get ready to spring with the other guy. The computer actually wants to make the second anchor and hit, make a good hit off the 5 points. Not hit that badly placed black checker on the ace point. You're sort of recirculating that checker for black. But still, I would have seen all that and still probably done what John did. Okay, yeah. Here, the computer wants to make the better anchor in the 10 point, rather than do what John did, make the worse anchor in the better 8 points. Yeah, 4-1. Yeah, the 5 points keeps the midpoint and makes the awesome 5 points. Probably better than this, giving up the midpoint to hits. Okay, just wants to play bar 18 here. Yeah, you got all these oftentimes, like, you have a million checkers back. The right play is just to move one. Even if you're making some concession somewhere else, like here, where you're leaving the shot here. But with all these checkers kind of back there, you do kind of want to get them going, especially because white only has a 1 point board. 5-4-3-3. Okay, it goes 18 to 12, which is correct. 5-3 runs out, which is correct. 5-3. Okay, gets to hit and pop out. 4-3 should get the back man moving. What does he do? Oh, 9 to 6. That's just, yeah. Here you don't necessarily want to play 21 to 18. It's not a great use of that 3, but it's okay. If you get missed, it's good. The thing is, you just really don't want to play 9 to 6. Moving that spare from the 9 point and stacking on the 6 point, stripping these outfield points. Yeah, that's pretty bad. 3-2. Okay, nice and fluid. 6-2. Okay, pop and hit. Nice play. 5-1. Okay, hits in the outfield. Double. Yeah, the double seemed kind of crazy to me. Okay, this is okay, but maybe something a little better. 24 to 18. 4-2. 3-1. Okay, good play here. 6-5. Oh. I mean, everyone and their mother is making the 3 point here, right? I certainly would have. The computer wants to keep the 9 point and do this. Leaving 2 blots on the board, really? Giving black license to do whatever he wants while black's up in the race. He can run from the 18 point anchor just fine now if he needs to. I don't think many people are doing this. Versus making the 3. Here we go back to the original position. Are people really playing 8 to 2, 6 to 1 here? Really? Oh yeah, it is a little better to play bar 18 here than hitting. Yeah, it's pretty with the blot of the ace point. That's makes it pretty dangerous to hit and give up the nice anchor, leaving these guys exposed. Good 1 duplication though. Yeah. Yeah, this is a common theme. I mean, obviously you would love to keep both anchors for a while, but the timing is so bad. And the 8 plays sort of destructively on the other side of the board that the computer often says, look, you would like to play a good 2-4 game, but you're not going to get a good 2-4 game. You're going to get like a very bad crunch 2-4 game at best. So try something else. Keep your front structure intact. Jump with the 6. You're going to at least get like an okay time deuce point game out of it. At least, Yeah, probably similar stuff here. Yeah, once again, it wants to jump here. Because just the plan of going 8 to 2, 6 to 3 is just, I mean, the 2-4 game is just horribly timed. So the computer says, try some other game plan. You're crunching like right away. Time is just not going to work out. And then this was wrong, right? This is not as wrong as I thought it would be. 12 to 3 here isn't that bad, really? I guess is it because like White's game is just so bad in any case? I guess the outfield coverage is better after John's play of 12 to 3. But I would do this and or this. Say I did this. I would do this in a second because you don't want to check around the 3-point, and if White runs from the front, you want to be able to attack, and it's going to be more effective attack with a builder here. Huh? I'm surprised that this is that close. Ooh, 6-6 isn't good. 2-2. Oh, what's the plan with 2-2 here? Yeah, there's something better. The computer says this is better for the win and better for saving the gammon than Steve's plan. It's tricky though. I don't know. I mean, Steve's play is obviously going to result in more hits down the line. But I guess you're getting gammon more, quite a bit more. It does want to pay now, rather than give up the position permanently. Computer wants to do this play. 8 to 5, 8 to 3. Leave the double shot now. Well, White has a blot in his board, and you still have your 6-point. It's not that easy a play, but if you do this, I mean, it's a little hard to see how you're going to come home without leaving at least one double shot, So maybe you leave it now on your own terms. In other words, while White has the blot and while you still have a decent position. But I don't know, I guess a lucky 2-2. And then it seems weird not to hit here. Apparently it even wins more games for some reason. Keeps White from building his board right away. That might have been a misclick. And yeah, he didn't win a gammon there because he should have been able to win a gammon there if he hit. 2-1, 4-1. Wait, why is the 4-1 wrong? Something looks weird to me here. So Black splits with the 2-1. Oh no, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, this is wrong. Yeah, 4-1. You're supposed to hit twice. Yeah, no, I mentioned this during the game. Yeah, this is well, Black, hitting twice is okay because you're hitting twice, and it's sort of an okay time to do it because Black is ready to do some build play. It's pretty flexible, so hitting twice is a lot going for it. By the way, you do not hit twice if the guys split to the 20 points. So sometimes people get this wrong. It's a good play to know. I don't think it's super close either. So let me just save this real quick, and then I can show you. What I'm saying, what I'm thinking. Sometimes people, I don't know. Say you split with a 4-5, which most people do, and then Black rolls a 4, and White rolls a 4-1. Here you do not hit twice. You hit with the ace and either split or bring down the checker with the 4, depending on the match score. But the difference is if you hit with the 1 and stop there, you have a good point slotted, right? So you want to make that point. That's not true if you're hitting off the 2 and the 1 points. You can't hit and slot a good point at the same time. You can't hit once and slot a good point at the same time. Uh, 6-6 wasn't entire. Was this so 1-2? Was there some other play here I was thinking about? 1, 2, 3. No, I guess there's no other play really. Yeah, I'm thinking of a different. Maybe I'm thinking of a different 6-6. Oh, 6. No, maybe I was thinking about this. Yeah, 6-3. Yeah, there's some question here. Okay, so normally you'd probably want to make the 5-point rather than hitting loose on your 7. Like for instance, if your opponent splits with like a 6-2 and you roll a 3-1, it is quite a bit better to make the 5-point than hit on the 7-point, even though you get to hit and split with a 3. But here this is a little different, I think, because white has a blot in his board. So if you hit on the 7-point and get hit back, you get a bunch of return action, a bunch of return shots. So hitting on the 7 really has more merit here. And it's like, I think it's like 5. If you hit here, it's like 5s to hit back from here as opposed to 6s to hit back. And 6s are the numbers that don't enter, so there's going to be like more shots. If you're given white 6s to hit back. 5s are a little duplicated. It's 5s cover and 5s hit if you hit on the 7. So yeah, it's fairly close though. John's play's pretty solid. And then yeah, there's something better here with making the 5. And you gotta put a guy on the ace point there. 5-3, 13-8, 6-3 versus 13-5. Computer prefers 6-3 for the distributional reasons, I guess. 8, okay, 6-3 slot is good, clear is good. Okay, wants to clear the mid. Oh yeah, this struck me as an odd cube and then an really odder pass. Because, okay, so bet score is maybe a little bit of a reason to be aggressive, but it seems like it's miles away from a money double to me. Or say 0-0 in like a 9-point match, because it's 8 pips in like a 114 pip race, which isn't even a money double in a straight race. And black, and there's some contact here, which probably favors black because black is the player that's going to benefit more from a hit later or from slowdown vig when white has to play inconveniently. So the contact sort of favors black here. So yeah, I would never cube this. But yeah, somehow it went double pass, which surprised me. Oh, 6-1. Okay, yeah, there's some 4 duplication, I guess, if you make the 7 here. And black's play is pretty stacked and ugly. 2-2, good. Good. Yeah, 8-6 struck me as a little odd. 8-1, okay. I mean, making the 7 is obviously not great because it leaves a shot, but this is pretty great structure. White's a little poised to make some progress here, so the computer doesn't mind 8-1. I don't think a lot of people are doing that though. All right, great shot by white. Decent shot by black, and then the double looked weird to me here too. Yeah, white's only winning by a little bit, it looks like. Like I said during the match, if white escapes, it's a pretty good number for white. Say black misses all the shots in the outfield. So white got pretty lucky there. Black still might be taken with his viable 3-point game and the race still being fairly close. So if it takes a good sequence to get to a position that's only like maybe a pass, it's probably not going to be a cube unless it's like something like super duper volatile about it. Oh, good play by John here, doing the splot. The splot is like when you split and slot at the same time. I guess this is a little different because you're not actually splitting, but you are moving a back checker and slotting at the same time. Like I probably would have played 6-1. Let's see what John's play does. Yeah, John's play, yeah, it does duplicate 4s nicely. Right, 4s hit here, and 4s are the numbers that point on the 5-point. So yeah, nice heads-up play by John there. Okay, apparently the computer wants to make the 5-point here as opposed to playing 24-20. There's a huge difference in the plays here. This wouldn't have been, honestly, this wouldn't have been entirely obvious to me. But this does look pretty freaking powerful. Yeah, 1s and 3s are the numbers that enter, and 1s and 3s are the numbers are among the numbers that make the 5-point cleanly. So there's not a lot of enter and cover numbers here, and even when he does, White still has this awesome structure. So comparatively, I guess this does less. It's not a facile argument, but I think that's what mostly what's going on there. Like Black's just going to enter here and have a viable game, I guess. I don't know. Like I said, it wouldn't have been like it's a huge difference, but it wouldn't have been entirely obvious to me. 1-1, that's tremendous. Okay, yeah, you do. Even though you would love to hit with a 7 or a 10 or something here to try to deny Black the second anchor, but yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't want to break the awesome prime to hit, especially when the game, even when Black gets the second anchor here, the timing race to be very bad. Black is going to have to crunch his board before getting a shot, and he doesn't always get the second anchor, of course. Yeah, 15 to 8 is a little inflexible. So the computer wants to just keep things spread out. There might even be some blot numbers here. 6-5, for instance, 6-5, 6-4, because the 6 has to come from here. So what's going on here? So 2-2 from here. I see. So I believe the computer wants to keep the 6 prime to keep Black just crunching more. So this is the computer's play. We can put it up on the board. Yeah, it just keeps the 6 prime. That's what the computer wants to do. I see. Yeah, this is, you can argue it's more flexible, but actually the checkers don't, like 5s and 6s are still pretty constrained. Especially 5s, right? Oof, yeah, 5, say he rolls 5-4, he's got to break his 6 point. Yes, this isn't good. In fact, yeah, if you're going to break your prime, there's probably better plays that do it. Like, what about like clearing the 7 point? Okay, so 7 to 5 squared, 8 to 6 squared. It's probably not that bad. Oh, it is pretty bad. Why is it so bad? Oh, yeah, it does leave pretty awkward structure in the outfield. I was thinking it might be okay because it kills the 6s. But no, the structure is too awkward. Fine. Yeah, not a big deal because he's going to save it anyways. Okay, so this is 4 away, 3 away. Okay. Okay, running is okay, but stopping on the 22 and playing 13 to 7 is also okay. And then you have double, score reversed, you cube this in a second. But 3 away, 4 away with a bunch of gammas floating around. Yeah, I guess you want to hold off here. And then 6-3, okay, just wants to build the structure. Steve might have been trying to justify his cube with this hit play. Oh, and then, yeah, then there might be some opportunities to cube here. Like, not here, I guess. Although I don't think it's a big error. But yeah, you got to keep in mind the take point is 40%. So it's like not that far from it's not that far from the take pass line here. It's pretty far, but it's not like ridiculous. And the cube is dead like afterwards, So your doubling window is like huge here. So it's like borderline apparently. Yeah, this is actually a real double now. So what should white do with this 5-2? So, 7-5-7-2. Interesting. Yeah, leaving no bloss in the outfield. Keeping the midpoints. Breaking the 7 though. Yeah, so this is a real cube. This is a real cube. So what's wrong with 4-1 here? Oh, it wants to hit and right. It wants to hit and make the 1. That makes sense. The equity difference is huge here, but it's partly due to the upcoming cube. Yeah, you can even cube this. You see you're losing. Black is losing, but he's putting 2 points at stake, and he can use both of them, and white can only use one of them. So that means you can double as an underdog, providing the position is sufficiently volatile. And this apparently is also. Like double, you lose more gammas than you lose more gammas than white does. So by doubling, you're kind of killing all those gammons. Although gammas actually are more valuable for black here, if you don't double. Yeah, you can double this again. Yeah, you're actually our favorites. This is a big double now. Almost a pass. See, 41%. It's close to a pass. Yeah, this is just a huge pass now because he's only winning 31. So I guess everything is double pass with the 4-2. Yeah, this seems weird not to cube this one. Yeah, nice play by Steve here with the 1-6, going right after the win by escaping, rather than make the closed board, and then probably crunching horribly in the next roll. He gets the board anyways. Then he gets to hits, and then he gets to gammon him. And yeah, he gets this 5-5 here. Yeah, don't. I've seen this error before where people put checkers on the 12 and 13, and then there's other flexible stuff that gets 5-5. But this gets 5-5, not 4-4. But you can't get 4-4. But yeah, at first he looked at this. This does not get 5-5. I mean, it sucks, but you just gotta look at all the numbers. You gotta look at how the doubles play. Just make sure to get all your doubles. Oh yeah, there's some other gammon save play. My gut said there was something else rather than what was played. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it. No, not this. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, sorry. Let me just take a quick one other scroll through the games, because I thought there was something else where like someone could have got like extra game. Oh, this. Yeah, I thought maybe. So I think the 13-6 just gets 6-6 to save the gammon here. My gut said there was a way to get 5-5, but apparently I'm wrong. Oh, I see. You have to get, so you can't, I see. You have to get 2 crossovers. You have to cross over to the next quadrant twice somewhere. And so that necessarily means you have to leave the checker on the 12 points. Right? Because the only 2 crossovers you can get are with these guys. So even though it looks like you have few enough outfield pips to get 5-5, You gotta get the two crossovers. I see. You just have barely enough. You have barely enough outfield pips to get 5-5, right? Because there's 15 outfield pips to get these guys into the 6 point, which means if you roll a 20, you have 1-5 left over. And so if you can play the roll like perfectly efficiently for 5-5, you can bear off with 5-5. The problem is with this position, you're going to be left with a checker on the 12, so you can't. You're not going to be able to get. You're not going to be able to get the 5-5. Like you're not going to be able to play that efficiently into the 6 point with the 5-5, for instance. Yeah, so that was funny. My gut said, okay, there's few enough outfield pips you can get 5-5 here, but yeah, the flexibility isn't quite there. Like if it was oops, sorry. 5-2 here, right? So you have you're going to be left with 15 outfield pips after your 5-2 to get everyone into the 6 point. So it's possible if you got a flexible enough position, you can get 5-5 here, and it's true you can get 5-5 here. Like the checkers happen to work out. There's two different plays that get 5-5 here. So that's one little shortcut I use sometimes. I look at how many outfield pips I'm going to be left with after playing the 5-2, right? And then that'll determine at best what doubles I can get. And here I would notice, there's only going to be 15 outfield pips, so maybe I can get 5-5, and you actually can here. All right, well that was good. Yeah, congrats again to the competitors. Good job, Steve and John. And I hope to do better next week, but we will see. And thanks for watching. Hope you got something out of this, and I will see you next time.